Sophie clutched the pregnancy test in her trembling hands, staring at the 2 pink lines that would destroy everything she'd built. Downstairs, her mother was hosting another dinner party for her law firm partners, completely unaware that her perfect daughter's life had just imploded. The sound of clinking glasses and polite laughter drifted up through the floorboards like a cruel joke. 3 years later, Sophie's world looked nothing like those dinner parties. She was 22, living in a cramped studio apartment above a laundromat, working 3 jobs to keep her daughter Lily fed and clothed. But what Lily didn't know was that Mommy had been hiding from more than just their old life. The knock on the door came at exactly 11:47 p.m. Sophie froze, Lily asleep in her arms after another nightmare. Nobody knocked this late unless something was very wrong. Through the peephole, she saw a man in an expensive suit, his face hidden in shadows. But this was only the beginning of the nightmare. Sophie Chen, the man asked when she cracked the door open, keeping the chain lock engaged. "Depends who's asking." "My name is Marcus Webb. I represent the Ashford family. We need to talk." The Ashford name hit her like ice water. She hadn't heard that name spoken aloud in 3 years, but it still had the power to stop her heart. "I don't know what you're talking about." "Miss Chen, we know about Lily. We know she's James Ashford's daughter, and we know you've been running from us." Sophie's knees nearly buckled. She'd been so careful. New name, new city, cash-only jobs. How had they found her? "Please," Marcus continued, his voice gentler now. "Just 5 minutes. It's about Lily's inheritance." The word inheritance made Sophie's stomach drop, because there was only one reason the Ashford family would be talking about inheritance. James was dead. 20 minutes later, Sophie sat across from Marcus in an all-night diner, Lily sleeping peacefully in the booth beside her. The fluorescent lights made everything feel surreal, like a bad dream she couldn't wake up from. "How?" Sophie whispered. "Car accident. 3 weeks ago." Marcus slid a manila envelope across the table. "He left everything to Lily, $28 million, plus the estate in Connecticut." Sophie stared at the envelope like it might explode. "That's impossible. His family disowned him when they found out about us." "About us? His family disowned him when they found out about us." "About us?" "Not everything, Miss Chen. His grandmother's trust fund couldn't be touched by his parents. It was set up to go to his firstborn child." Sophie's mind raced back to that terrible night 3 years ago. She was 19, James was 21. They'd been together for 6 months when she got pregnant. His parents had offered her $500,000 to disappear and never contact their family again. She'd taken the money and run, not because she was greedy, but because she was terrified. The Ashfords were powerful people who crushed obstacles. She'd seen what they did to James when he tried to defend her. "There's a condition," Marcus continued. "You have to come back, live in Connecticut, let the family be part of Lily's life." "No," Sophie's response was immediate. "Absolutely not. Miss Chen, this money could change everything for your daughter. The best schools, the best opportunities. The same family that called me a gold-digging whore wants to be in Lily's life now. The same people who threatened to destroy me if I ever contacted James again." Marcus leaned forward. "James's parents died in the same accident. It's just his Aunt Catherine now, and she regrets how things were handled." Sophie looked down at Lily's peaceful face. Her daughter was wearing second-hand clothes and shoes that were too small. Just yesterday, Lily had asked why they never went to restaurants like other families. What she didn't know yet was that her daddy had been fighting for them all along. Marcus pulled out another envelope, this one worn and creased. James wrote this for Lily. He updated it every year on her birthday. With shaking hands, Sophie opened the letter. James's handwriting, so familiar it made her chest ache. "My darling Lily, if you're reading this, then I'm gone and I never got to meet you. That's my greatest regret. I tried to find you and your mother for 3 years. I hired investigators. I fought my parents. I even got disinherited trying to bring you home. Sophie, if you're reading this too, I never stopped loving you. I never stopped fighting for us. Please don't let my family's mistakes keep Lily from knowing where she comes from. Not your dog." Sophie was crying before she finished reading. "He looked for us. Every day, he was planning to propose to you the night you disappeared." The words hit Sophie like a physical blow. She'd spent 3 years believing James had chosen his family's money over her. She'd convinced herself that running was protecting Lily from rejection, but James had been fighting for them the entire time. "Miss Chen, I know this is overwhelming, but there's something else, something urgent." Sophie wiped her eyes. "What now?" "Lily has a medical condition. It's genetic, from the Ashford line. James had it too." Sophie's blood went cold. "What kind of condition?" "A heart defect. It usually manifests around age 5 or 6. James had surgery when he was 7, without treatment." Marcus didn't need to finish. Sophie's mind flashed to all the times Lily had been tired lately, the way she got breathless playing at the park. "The trust fund includes a medical clause, full coverage for any genetic conditions. The surgery she'll need costs about $200,000. Sophie felt the world tilting around her. "How long do we have?" "The symptoms usually get worse quickly once they start. A few months, maybe less." Lily stirred in her sleep, and Sophie instinctively reached out to check her breathing. How had she not noticed the signs? How had she been so focused on hiding from the Ashfords that she'd missed her daughter getting sick? "Catherine Ashford is waiting in Connecticut. She wants to meet her grandniece, and she wants to help." Sophie closed her eyes. The same family that had torn her life apart was now offering to save it. "If I come back, what guarantees do I have? What's to stop them from trying to take Lily away from me once she's better?" Marcus pulled out a thick legal document. "James thought of that too. The trust specifically names you as Lily's guardian and co-trustee. No one can touch your parental rights, ever." 3 days later, Sophie stood on the steps of the Ashford estate, Lily's small hand in hers. The house was even more intimidating than she remembered, all white columns and manicured gardens. "Mommy, is this really where Daddy grew up?" Lily asked, her voice full of wonder. "Yes, baby, this is where he grew up." The front door opened before they could knock. Catherine Ashford stood in the doorway, and Sophie was shocked by how much she'd aged. The formidable woman who had once threatened Sophie looked fragile now, almost breakable. But when Catherine's eyes landed on Lily, her entire face transformed. "Oh my God," she whispered, "you look just like him." Lily tilted her head, studying Catherine with the same curious expression James used to make. "Are you my grandma?" Catherine knelt down to Lily's level, tears streaming down her face. "I'm your great-aunt Catherine, and I've been waiting my whole life to meet you." "Daddy wrote me letters," Lily announced proudly. "Mommy read them to me. He said you have horses here." "We do. Would you like to see them?" As Catherine led Lily toward the stables, she turned back to Sophie. "I owe you an apology that I can never adequately give. We were wrong about everything. James loved you, and we were too proud and too scared to see it." Sophie followed them through the house, past family photos that now included recent pictures of James. In one, he was holding a framed photo of Sophie and Lily that he must have gotten somehow. "He carried that picture everywhere," Catherine said, noticing Sophie's gaze. "He never gave up hope of finding you." That evening, after Lily had fallen asleep in what used to be James's childhood bedroom, Sophie and Catherine sat in the garden where she and James used to meet in secret. "The surgery is scheduled for next week," Catherine said quietly. "The best pediatric cardiac surgeon in the country." "Thank you," Sophie whispered, "for everything." "Sophie, I need you to know something. The money, the house, all of it, it was never about buying our way back into your lives. James set it all up, because he wanted Lily to have choices, the same choices he never got. Sophie looked up at Lily's bedroom window, where a small nightlight glowed. He would have been a wonderful father. He knew about her, didn't he? Somehow he knew. Catherine smiled sadly. Mother's intuition isn't the only kind. James always said he could feel her out there somewhere, said it kept him going. 6 months later, Sophie pushed Lily on the swing set James had installed in the garden the year before he died, hoping someday his daughter would play there. Lily's surgery had been a complete success, and the scar on her chest was already fading. "Mommy, look how high I can go." "I see you, baby. Daddy would be so proud." "I think he can see me," Lily said with the matter-of-fact wisdom of a 4-year-old. "From heaven, Aunt Catherine says he's always watching." Sophie smiled, tears pricking her eyes. "I think so too." As the sun set over the estate that was now their home, Sophie felt something she hadn't felt in years: peace. She'd spent so long running from the past that she'd almost missed the future. But sometimes the thing you're running from is exactly what you need to save you. Lily's laughter echoed across the garden, and somewhere in that sound, Sophie swore she could hear James laughing too.